One of the best quotes I've ever heard is from Jim Rohn. And he said, "Formal education will make you a living, but self education will make you a fortune." If you'll take that thought and think about it for a second, why is it that a self education will make you a fortune? Why would he say that? Well, he said that because in any service that you provide, you are the main ingredient because you are doing it. So if you become better, then the service that you're providing becomes better. And there's no end to you becoming better. You can become better at home with your family. You can be a better brother. You can be a better sister. You can be a better mom or dad. You can be a better self to yourself. You can go to the gym. You can eat healthier. You can read more books. You can everything involved with becoming a better person is on you. Why would you not become better? Because you are going to have to deal with you for the rest of your life. This was a turning point in my life when I realized that I was looking at it was everyone else's fault around me, and I realized it was me. I was the one with the bad attitude. I was the one not doing enough. I wasn't seeking out a way to be better. I was looking for them to give me something. There's good news here. No one's coming to save you. But the good news is you can save yourself. Who else better than to save yourself? It's not like we're drowning in the middle of the ocean. It's not that kind of being saved. If you need, that's completely different, but beside the point. You can save yourself. You can read books. It's the time of the greatest technology age of all time. There's no piece of information you can't get fairly easily. The libraries are free. You can go to the bookstore and read books. You can do all sorts of things to gain information on any subject that you want. And no one can stop you. You don't have to go to school. You pick it. You do what you want to do. It took me a long time to figure this out for some reason. I don't know why. But once I did, it was like the greatest fact of my entire life. Like I said, this book, Think and Grow Rich, changed everything. Because it says all you need is a burning desire. That's the starting point. A burning desire to have something or to become something. And then you go with an organized plan, specialized knowledge. There's a couple more steps. But first of all, you can't do anything without a burning desire. If you're extremely hungry, and there's a McDonald's right on the corner, and you don't have a car, I would be willing to guess you'd scrape up all the money you had if you didn't have much money, and you would go to McDonald's and buy yourself a cheeseburger. But it started with a burning desire. It's a very basic, simple example, but it's exactly the same. There's no difference because in your mind doesn't know anything. It signals to your body that we want this, and then your body acts to go get that specific thing. Okay, so if you have a burning desire in your mind, then I'm guessing with everything else just the same, you have a picture of what you want. So if it's McDonald's, you're going to imagine McDonald's. Okay, let's take it back before there was McDonald's or Walmart. You have a burning desire to eat. You think you're going to be sitting around? Or you think you're going to be out searching everywhere you can to find food? Now, if you weren't hungry, I would imagine you wouldn't be trying to find the food. You'd be doing something else. You'd be thinking about something completely different. But in today's time, the potential to do something that really doesn't have an impact on you just because it's there seems to be overwhelming. You can't go up the street into town without seeing 100 different options of different things that you never considered, but now it's in front of you, so now you're choosing it just because it's in front of you. There's no burning desire. What is the burning desire inside of you that you want, but you don't know how to do it? You think it's too far-fetched. There's no such thing as a far-fetched burning desire. That's what you want. It was placed inside of you. You're supposed to fulfill it. The vision in your imagination is a seed planted in your mind that you have to grow. It's not going to be done for you, but you can use your imagination and your mind and mental faculties to produce all the things needed. Ideas, steps. It's just like the birds when they fly south for the winter. You can tell right now that they're eating more. They're bulking up to get ready for that long haul. Well, humans can do the exact same thing. We're all created the same, except we have higher faculties. We have imagination, we have reason, we have self-awareness. Those birds don't have that. The deer don't have that. The deer and the birds follow seasons. We're so out of tune, but we're created exactly the same as the birds. We're just the only thing that has the ability to think for ourselves and have imagination and create. A deer can't create. Why do you think we were given that ability? Just to passively watch things go by? No. We're supposed to be creating. It's our highest God-given ability. And we're put on the earth just the same as everything else is put on the earth. So why would we be any different? With the ability to our highest degree, just like an eagle uses its ability to the highest degree to fly above all the other birds. I don't know if it's the only one that flies that high, but you get the point. Or a shark. Why do you think a shark does what a shark does? That's the way it was created. But the way you were created. You were created with free will. So that means you can do anything you want. But also, you have to be aware of there's a negative side of that, which means you're habitual. So if you habitually do negative things, nothing, or just lazily do whatever, and that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to keep going. But if you'll start yourself in one direction, one single direction, like a laser, take a magnifying glass outside, put it under the sun, you can burn a hole through something. Put it on your hand, see how it feels. It's called concentration. And your mind is exactly the same. When you concentrate your mind on a specific thing for long enough, you start to attract everything involved with that thing. You start to see more. Why do you think people read and study the same subject for so long, their entire lives? That's how they become good at it. A professional football player studies and practices football like none other. He puts in a lot of effort. Well, it's the same way with your dream. You got to put in effort. But if you're not having a burning desire for it, then I'm guessing that you're not going to be as willing to do what it takes for long enough to have that thing, because there's no burning desire. That's the number one thing. The very first chapter, okay, maybe the second. The first one's an introduction. Second chapter in Think and Grow Rich is a burning desire. The starting point of all achievement. A burning desire. You got to go after it, but you have to make sure it's something that you really want. Because you can do things that you don't really want. You think you like it, and you get off in it. You don't really like it. Or maybe you just didn't concentrate on it long enough. But I have a feeling that most of the time, if you got off into it and it's not something you're passionate about, you're going to lose interest. You're going to shift over here. I think we do this oftentimes because we're avoiding what we actually want to do because we think it's impossible. Because there's a lot of resistance when you try to do something. It's the yin and the yang. It's the natural course. It's the law of polarity. This book has a front side and a back side. It's the law. Everything has an opposing side. So if you're willing to go after what you want, then you have to realize that there's an opposing side to that. There's going to be a lot of challenges. There's going to be a lot of struggle. That's normal. It's perfectly fine. Might get hurt. Well, who knows? Maybe that hurt is going to help you develop into what you need to develop into. Let's take a really good example here. Stephen Hawking had a burning desire to figure the universe out. He can't talk, he can't even move, but he can still use his mind. He still has every bit of mental faculty, and he's not being stopped. He overcame every obstacle to become one of the most well-known physicists. I'm not sure exactly what he is. I know he's a mega genius. He uses his mental faculties in the pursuit of what he feels most passionate about. And he never quit. He never stopped studying the one thing. You see, it's concentration. Concentrated effort done over a lifetime creates that. That's a human at the highest degree. He might not be physically at the highest degree, but he sure is mentally. There's no difference between any human being doing that and the next one who's doing nothing. It's the law of polarity. And there's no end to it, because there's no end to imagination. There's no end to information. Everything has always been here. Nothing's created or destroyed. That means all thoughts have always been here. The airplane, this iPhone, the camera, it's always been here. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here now. Someone just had to put everything in the right order to be able to produce this result. It's no different than in your mind and anything you can see. You just have to be persistent. Chapter 9, Think and Grow Rich. Persistence. It says, persistence is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. That means that's your number one ability, is persistence. To persist in the work that you're doing long enough, forever, to become number one at it. There's nothing to stop you. Galatians 6:9 says, if you persist in good works, you will reap a harvest. I'll paraphrase that, but that's what it says. If you do not grow weary in good works, you will reap a harvest. Harvest means an abundance. And growing weary means don't lose vigor for it. Do not lose your vigor in good works. Well, your good works are what you believe in your mind, that burning desire. Don't lose your vigor for that. Keep pressing on it. Keep it in the forefront of your mind. And you will reap a harvest. It's by law. If you can plant an oak seed, an acorn in the ground, and that acorn persists for 100 years, then you get a massive tree. It never stops. When does it stop growing? It doesn't. Our minds are no different. There's no limit to what you can do with it. But distractions will be the end of it, because distraction is the opposite of persistence. You can't have persistence and distractions. You have to build a mental toughness to persist in working on your dream, your burning desire, and you make it happen. The universe is on your side. Infinite intelligence, God, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. It still works. It's unseen. You can't understand it. It's infinite. You can't understand infinite. But it works. However much effort you want to put in. There's no lack of energy. There's no end to energy either. Energy sources are infinite. Just like water seeks its own level. It rolls downhill. It's the law of gravity. Everything works by law. Law of electricity. We don't know what electricity is. We just know how to contain it and use it. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know how it works. Nothing. But it's there and it works. Just like these laws in the Think and Grow Rich. If you'll study it long enough, you'll never stop understanding more of it.